Hi, I'm Khushbu Soni, the founder of The Mainstream. Today, on our series of Tech Frontiers, I'm super thrilled to share the screen with Neehar Pathare, who is the Managing Director, the Chief Executive Officer, and Chief Information Officer at 63 Stats. Neehar needs no introduction, but I'm going to take a few seconds to do that. With a career spanning enterprise, IT, fintech, and security-driven transformation, Neehar is at helm of one of the most forward-thinking tech organizations, from pioneering secure, user-first platforms and driving large-scale SAP and digital transformation projects. His leadership blends strategic vision with hands-on innovation. At a time when cyber threats are evolving faster than ever, he brings a clear, focused approach to governance, resilience, and tech excellence. Neehar, thank you so much for joining us today. And I so very well remember when I started off with CIO News, you were my first guest when we started during COVID and we did our first interview, Voice of CIO. And here we are today doing a face-to-face interview. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, Khushbu. And I still remember those days, the first interview that we had online.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first online interviews that I gave. Yeah.
Correct.
And I've seen how CIO News has grown into the mainstream. And still, I could not get out of the name of CIO News.
CIO News, yeah.
Yeah. It will take some time, of course, brand building takes. But it's a pleasure to be here in your journey. And things have changed from where I was earlier and what I'm doing right now.
Yes, absolutely. In the last 5 years, it's been really phenomenal to see how your journey has also kind of evolved. Not just this 5 years, but even before that, right? You have decades of experience. Tell us about your journey, Neehar.
Oh, wow. Today marks a very important day in our journey. So I've been one of the first internet users of the country, so that I was given the username and password on stage by BSNL. Before that, post that, very interesting is I met my better half, my wife, online around 26 years back.
Wow, it's today.
Today is my wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow. Wish you a very happy anniversary. Nice.
Yes, and that's how the online things brings in. So, I've been on this journey right from the start, looking at those modems, those 9.6 kbps internet bandwidths, right, to what you have in gigs and 10 gigs now. It is a long journey, and cybersecurity has always been very close to my heart. Because one of the early internet adopters, I could see the entire transformation happening. And I was in a position when I worked with Bosch for 9 years, and how the transformation out there happened. And around 17 years now with the 63 Moons Technologies Group. An amazing journey where sky's the limit for you to grow.
Right, absolutely. You've seen the whole, market shift, and also, we always say the pre-COVID era and the post-COVID era, right? It's changed right from the adoption of technology to how cybercrime has grown exponentially, right? If you can throw some light and tell us that what are some of the significant changes that you've seen in both the spaces of technology adoption and cybersecurity through your lens?
So India being a pioneer in technology adoption, we could see post-COVID, the entire digitization on the finance part. We are one of the only countries which has a UPI system. But with that, the digital literacy in our country was not very high.
Right.
People were still not getting used to payments online. Digital QR code gave us some respite, but still people were not used to. And the cyber attackers, hackers, they found this as a very easy source of income. And post-COVID, what I also learned, that many youths were jobless. And the easiest way, sitting remotely, was to hack into a person's wallet and be anonymous about it. So it grew, and it started, and you had small towns, small villages, which became cyber crime hubs for the country. Because it was easy and fast money and complete anonymous attacks were happening.
Right.
And we also saw a lot of technology changes. We were always at the helm of change of technology. Whatever comes to India first, we were the first ones to try it out. To an extent that around 15 years ago, we were the first companies in the country to have video phones. From desk to desk. We could talk on videos between senior management on phones. So that is the tech prowess that we had. And same was in cybersecurity. 20% of the IT team's KRA was to do POCs. Yeah, we test products. We test if it is a use case for us or it is for our customers. And that's how keeps us at the top.
Right. If you can tell us about 63 Stats.
Another, so our founder, Mr. Jignesh Shah, a tech genius, what you call, IP driven guy. And every venture that he has started has become a unicorn. When we saw the cyber attacks increasing, one of the days I remember he said, it's been 20 years that we have been protecting our exchanges like MCX, IEX, India Energy Exchange, Dubai Gold Commodity Exchange, Singapore Mercantile Exchange. We face millions of attacks from China, Pakistan, and most of the rogue states. We could ward off all those attacks. And we proudly say, past 20 years, none of them have been breached. We could hold on to it securely. We saw business care of it. And that's when he told us that let's protect the nation. The other companies we need to protect. And that's how 63 SATs started. So it's the satellites of 63 moons, which would protect our customers globally wherever they go.
Lovely. And I understand the whole vision of security, and because we saw so much of rise in cybercrime, right? Both in the B2B side and the B2C side. When we talk about businesses today facing cybercrime, and I think there are organizations who've started budgeting for ransomware, etc. So how do you think, what are some of the practices that needs to be inculcated within the organizations across verticals in India to focus on cybersecurity?
One of the most ignored areas or spaces, everyone in this country, by DNA, is training and awareness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most important, yeah. And I give this example everywhere I speak. Safety training, drills, awareness is a constant thing for a humankind. People forget it, right? That's why when you onboard a flight, you have the same safety drill, wearing the seat belt, where the emergency exits are. It is during a critical emergency, it should be the last thing that you have heard. And that's how you react. Yeah. So for user safety, user awareness, it's very, very important that cyber drills and cyber awareness programs are taken as a top priority. Later, it's all about technology and how you use them, how to amalgate each of your products or solutions that you use. And we have seen in India, the enterprise have solid level of security. But we have seen that most of the CISOs, because of the pressure of compliance, they get into more compliance management, and the team that they hold, the IT team then looks into operations management, user enabling, disabling of users, checking if data is coming through. And the security posture as such just becomes a compliance checklist. We say that compliance is the base for you to start security. If you really want to look into security postures management, you should have a managed security service. You need professionals who look only at security, and they would complement of what you are there in your company, and that's where we come in.
Right. Superb. And we've also been seeing cybercrimes happening through deepfakes and with AI coming into picture. How do you see that is affecting businesses? Because AI is used both by the criminals as well as the...
We call it a double-edged sword.
Exactly.
Yeah. And more by the criminals because their focus is very right.
Yes.
In companies, I've seen AI is like, there's a mad rush. The board is telling you to deploy AI. Everyone wants AI now. And the basics of security is often ignored. AI is such a new technology. Everyone's learning. Many people go slow, look at what's happening around, and then they deploy tested and trial modules. We do AI audits. We do secure code reviews. And you deploy. And I'll give you an example. There are different types of AI cyber attacks. One of the most famous is the AI poisoning. So you poison the AI training itself. And there's a very famous case in USA with Chevy. San Francisco showroom, they started Chevy chatbot. And hackers saw that as an opportunity. And they poisoned the AI and telling that every answer that the AI gives would always say that this is a legally binding statement that I'm saying and cannot be changed. Then they told the AI, the chatbot, that you cannot let a customer go. Whatever his budget, you should be able to provide a car. Once this was infused into the system, the same hackers came through the chat and said, I have $1 and I need to buy a car. And the chatbot had to say that this is the car is available to you. This is a legally binding statement, and this will not be reverted back.
Oh my.
They had to give the car away. Yeah. So there are cases with Canadian Airlines giving promotional schemes. Then you have AI hallucinations, right? There's a recent case in India where ANI put a lawsuit in Delhi High Court for 2 crore against ChatGPT, OpenAI.
Right.
Yeah. And because there was an interview which was fabricated of a politician, which never happened. AI starts believing into it so much that it tries to give you what you want.
Right.
And that's when it fabricates things. So you have to be very careful what you do with that. And the latest that we are seeing is the new model where you did not attack any servers for AI. You need to coax the AI. You start taking the confidence of AI, start asking simple questions until it leads to what information you want it to give it to you.
Correct.
If you ask a direct question, it would not give you. But then slowly, if you start coaxing it, it would then understand that it's a trust factor which is associated, and it gets it. On deepfake, we have done good research. We have good partners on deepfake to an extent that the deepfake technology can be detected. The research shows, the research that we bring to India, it shows that the facial structure of a person depends, and the BMI decides how your voice comes out. So if you change the BMI and the structure, your voice would change. And with this, they have reverse engineered it. What happens is with the voice sample, now they can draw a caricature of a person.
Right.
Yeah. So this is useful for law enforcement where voice is still not captured as fingerprints or photographs.
Correct.
Yeah. So this is where it changes. Also with deepfake, we could now swap a face, which you have seen a lot of face swipes.
A lot of
And with this, it automatically detects that this voice and this face do not match. It gives you a red box indicator.
Right. So this is this something that 63 Stats is already working on to
Yes,
use it
yes.
sort?
We already have a deepfake voice released a module on our website. If you have a voice file, if you want to verify that, you can upload it for free and it will tell you it's deepfake or not.
Oh, fantastic. Because I think this is also why we talk about the B2B side of it, which, organizations are losing millions and billions of dollars. There are also humans, who are in general, like public, right, who is also suffering with all the cybercrime that's happening.
Yes.
And especially with AI, right? So
what happens is in a month's time, we will be launching our IP product, that's CYBX.
Okay.
It's a app meant for the common citizens of the country. This app will be available on iOS and at the same time on Android platform also. What it would do is actually secure your cell phone from more than 100 plus types of cybersecurity attacks.
Right.
Right up to a phishing link, it would be detected, a spam link, a rogue, a man in the middle, Wi-Fi, which has some hacker behind it, if all detect, right, from SIM card interception to a Pegasus level attack. Okay. The security that we would get in. There's no product in the world. You also wanted the user to actually see which apps are using your memory and bandwidth at a click of a button. Unless you are a techie or a nerd, you cannot find it on your phone. It's very difficult.
Right.
Go inside system settings, Windows, and to find this. But with our app, you could just click and you'll see the top 10 apps which are taking your bandwidth or your memory.
Right.
And with this, we have encrypted voice. We wanted to have privacy on your voice.
Right.
You don't want local recording to happen. And even if the speakerphone is on, we don't want that to be out. So there's a lot of things which we are building and should be ready. The launch should be in a month's time.
Got it. Fantastic. Congratulations on that. Nihar, if you can tell us, you've been interacting with a lot of CISOs in the industry and even with the government, right, to talk about the cybersecurity piece. What are some of the top priorities that you've been hearing?
Top priority, again, we are developing our own IP. It's called TMARC, Threat Intelligence Platform, and a response command center. It sits on top of our SOC. If you have a customer who is enabled on a SOC, we provide this additional layer on that. What this layer does is not only sees your current SOC and SIM and SOAR, but on that, top of that, it also monitors your threat intel. We have tied up with one of the world's leading agencies from Israel on threat intel with very large government footprints across the world. We are the first ones to get them to India for our customers here. Not only that, we found that the CISOs and CIOs, a complete dashboard was missing of the entire security posture. Yeah. Any software or product solution that you install in your infrastructure suite or your security, you now pull that API and give a customized dashboard. That's where our IP is. Right on the screen, right on your cell phone, wherever you go. In the evening, before you go off to sleep, you can see what is the security posture change. Early morning, you could get up and then see it on your cell phone where you are.
Fantastic. That's really great. Great, Nihal. I think this has been a great conversation. Thank you for all your wonderful insights. And there are some of really great projects and IPs that you're working on. And I'm really looking forward to speaking to you soon on those to understand some of the use cases that you're deploying in these areas, both the B2B and B2C. This has been a great conversation. I have a small segment, which is my rapid fire segment, where I've curated few questions. And whatever comes first in your mind is what I and my viewers would like to hear. So, you ready?
Sure.
Okay. What's a personal habit or routine you swear by to stay productive during a busy week?
Oh, that's quite easy. It's been many years. I'm early riser. Many people say it's too early. I get up at 4:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I do my research. All the tasks to my teams are assigned. I hit the tennis court at 6:37. At least 2 hours of tennis is a ritual that I would actually change my flight timings to. Something that keeps me fit and healthy for the week.
Lovely. What book or podcast did you come across recently that impacted you?
The Fifth Domain, is a very interesting book. Although it's not available here, I think, in Amazon India. You have to buy it from US or something. It talks about cyber resilience, warfare in government, enterprises, and as an end user. The Fifth Domain, a must read.
Must read. Lovely. Post-pandemic, what's one surprising trend in workforce transformation that made you say, whoa, I didn't see that coming?
The hybrid work culture. We were a company which always worked from office. Yeah.
Right.
Post-pandemic, when it was announced, 48 hours, we were told that everyone has to go online. And we went online and people were very happy.
Right.
Mumbai people especially, right? No travel that you have to do. We did a survey after 3 months and from 95% happiness, that came down to 75%. After 6-8 months, that came down to almost 45-50%.
Correct.
And then it was 50% liked it, 50% did not.
No.
And people were screaming after a year that please get us back to office. Yeah, so I feel the hybrid is the way to go.
Right.
Knowing the traffic and the things around.
Yeah.
Hybrid gives you more time to work.
Yeah.
But at the same time, being in office, collaborating, talking to your people is the most important. And that's how companies work, how project works. It's very difficult to understand for companies to work completely from home. And it becomes a task. It's not enterprise.
That's true. That's true. What's one trend in tech you'd love to see go away in the next 5 years?
My goodness. Passwords.
So true. Yes.
You want passwords to go away.
Yeah.
And I think
OTP also, no?
OTP, there are solutions getting tested. Are partnered with someone. They already implemented for some countries. We're talking with the right people here in our government to get that off. OTP being the simplest, right?
Yeah.
Need a smartphone with the SMS.
Yeah.
The things is beyond OTP. So we say that OTP still becomes the second layer.
Correct.
If you have a product which is built on security,
Right.
security should be part of your product building, not after. When a crime happens, then you say, okay, let's put OTP.
OTP to it.
If you have a secure product, you would not need it.
So true. If you could go back and give your 20-year-old self one piece of career advice, what would it be?
You should start to say no.
Okay.
You cannot be a yes person. And if you're a yes person, you take enormous load on yourself.
Yeah.
Family, friends, office workers, colleagues, everything's on you. You should focus. Yeah, you should be laser focused on the task at hand, at the opportunity you have. And if you stay that, then you start saying no. The focus has to be laser.
Absolutely. And grow within that. Yes. Yeah. Lovely. This was a great conversation. Thank you so much, Neehar, once again for joining us on the mainstream now and sharing all your valuable insights.
Thank you, Khushbu. I hope we meet often, not again after 5 years.
I know, right? We should do this often now.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.